Bank of America just potentially issued a warning sign for three rate hikes for the remainder of the year. Now, we do have four FOMC meetings or rate decision day meetings left in 2026. So we shall see if that is true. This is not yet in place, but is a warning sign that's saying that inflation is projected a little bit higher and we need to decrease that by increasing rates. So welcome to the channel, everybody. What's going on? We're going to talk about why the market kind of did a fake out, a little pump fake up to the highs today and aggressively sold off. All right. So we've been talking about this, being very careful, or I would say cautiously bullish, until we get clarity about what's going on in Switzerland with the Iran deal, and also what's going on in the White House. And then as well, we have Micron earnings on Wednesday after close. We know that the memory sector has been absolutely just crazy for 2026, life-changing for some people if they had shares or long-dated calls, and that date on Wednesday will be a tell of what's going to happen. Do we have a pump, an announcement of a stock split, and then pull back? We'll see. Well, anyways, thank y'all so much for being here. Click on the video. We're going to give you a quick update about tomorrow and the remainder of the week. I'll be out of town, but I'll still be pushing out some videos or either getting them pre-recorded. If you want to be updated more actively inside of our community, Leverage University, the link is down below where you can join for a trial period for 5 days. And a lot of people that do that, I can have people down below comment if you're inside the community. Typically jump in for those 5 days, make some money or learn and just see how it is, and then say, hey, I like this. Let's just continue, right? So if that is you, have been on the brink, kind of confused, pump faked out, you're not really getting it, right? You're getting kind of mixed up a little bit of the trades. We'd love to help you out and learn. All right. Let's jump into the education for today, give an update, and we'll jump on the charts last, but let's jump into the news and see what's going on here. So here are those 4 FOMC days. So go ahead and mark these on your calendars, because these are the days that will be indicative of if we have a rate hike potential. So leading up to these days or around these days could be very volatile, right? We could run up a little bit higher, or we could sell off into these days if there's a little bit more fear. We don't know yet, okay? So it's already been projected that the Fed is not really looking to cut rates anymore. So it's either going to be a pause or a potential hike. All right. So these are going to be the dates that are going to be very, very volatile about potentially hiking rates. All right. So just mark that on your charts so you can know, hey, okay, these are the dates that there will be some type of decision around rates, and I need to pay attention to that. All right. Second, let's jump into here and look at 2022. All right, so we have 2022's dates where we had 7 rate hikes in 2022, and we knew that the inflation levels were very high from 2021 because of the pandemic, right? They started pushing money into the markets, right? Stimulus checks, printing money, so on and so forth, which essentially spurred inflation out of nowhere. Assets went higher very, very quickly, and they had to slow that rate down by hiking those rates, okay? So we had a rate cut here starting in March. We had one in May, June, another rate hike, got 75 basis points. July, you can see it right around that same time frame. But I want you to pay attention to this. This was pretty much starting from zero, all right? Zero. Right now, we're sitting right around 3.25 to 3.5%. So if you look at the correlation between 2022 and 2026, we're starting pretty much right here, okay? Starting pretty much right in here, okay? So if we do start hiking rates, right, it could push us up to that same point that we were in 2022. All right. So you can see that we didn't hike rates in 2026 anywhere around these March, May, it was mentioned, or even June. But starting to push into these last dates, okay, and this is 2022 dates, but I just showed you what dates are coming up. All right. So if this mimics it, and we start hiking rates towards maybe September, November, and even December, if we get a rate hike in July, that would be a little bit surprising to me. Being a rate hike that early, we might pause again and then see where we go from there. But who knows? Just my thesis right now. All right. And the charts are also telling me that similar story. All right. Here is what would be the comparison. As you can see, BOA has a potential of 3 rate hikes. Expected end would push us right into that 4.25 to 4.5%. All right. And then we've got markets ending 2026. So there's our 3 rate hike predictions right there, right around 75 basis points. All right. Let's jump into the markets. Now, they are cooperating as my hypothesis or thesis is building out. All right. Now, forming a top or forming a bottom is very difficult to try to time it. But what you can start looking for is interaction as we're trying to form a top and or a bottom. All right. Right now, we're getting stalled here. And what typically has been happening for really the last, I don't know how many times, couple of years, really, but every time we pop higher, bulls just think by this dip, it's just going to go higher, which it could, right? But with these rate hikes on the horizon, and then also there's divergence in the market. I've been telling my community that. You've heard me say that maybe before. Divergence just simply meaning we're having tech stocks selling while SPY and QQQ or the overall indices are trying to hold higher, right? So really the only thing holding this market higher right now is financials because of the rate hikes. Rate hikes are good for financial institutions because, hey, we can charge you more money. And then also we have memory. So if those two things are really the only thing holding up the market right now, and we have tech selling, what's going to happen potentially if those memory stocks and finance rules kind of start coming down? We don't know yet. So that's what's going on in the back of my mind, saying this isn't very bullish to me until otherwise. All right. Until we break back above, right? I'm not really interested personally. This is just me. I'm not really interested in trying to get more out of this. All right. I would just let it fall, right? Wait it out. If you're only a bull in this market, okay. If you're always trying to play calls, you're not understanding how to trade the put options down or sells in futures. Because what's happening, as you can see here on a 4-hour time frame on SPY, we are formulating that head and shoulders pattern, okay, which is a bearish pattern. Okay. Right there, lower high, and then we're starting to form out that right shoulder, okay? And that is a potential, all right? Trying to retest these lows here, okay? So the pivot point for us is really this 744 on SPY. And this is all going to be indicative of what happens with the Iran war and also the deal, and then also Micron. So I want you to pay very, very close attention to this area, because as you can see, where are we sitting? For my people that watch my moving average video, we're sitting right at that daily 20 moving average. Okay. And we're breaking below it. We closed below it today, which is right at 745. All right. Look at the potential. Last time we got below 745, 744, all the way back down to 720. What's the other potential right here? All the way back down to 730. Right. And then where's the next moving average? Ironically, right there at 730. Okay. So be very mindful up here if you are thinking, man, I'm just going to buy this pullback. It's going to rip to new all-time highs. Be very cautious. Okay. Because we're forming some lower highs on higher time frames. All right. We tried today. It looked like it was going to get a breakout. Nope. Right at that 750 mark, which ironically is at 7,600 on the ES futures. So big knockdown level at 7,600 on the ES futures, which is the June 4th high, where last time we sold off very aggressively back down into 7,400 and then down into 7,300. All right. So I'm not the biggest bull in the short term up here. Okay. With this break of trend, forming a lower high, getting some selling coming in, and we're also having tech selling. All right. Qs, your pivot point, going to be right at this 7 previous day low here, which was right at 731. So we get below 731, you got a gap fill down into 725. We get more than that, 720, below 720, we're going to start seeing some aggressive sellers and stop losses getting hit. But we'll get there when we get there. I'm just trying to prepare you for the inevitable if it does happen. But if we stall at these areas, then we could just get some consolidation. Right, pull back to here. We're already sitting at 734. Okay, pull back to here, stall. Maybe we pull back to there, stall, and then it could rip from here. Right, but with that selling pressure, if we start breaking levels, right, look out below. Don't get in front of a falling knife. All right, just my 2 cents for right now. We'll get there when we get there. I don't want to scare anybody. If you're not familiar with these things, my community understands. If you've been watching me for a minute, you understand, and everything has been working out with our thesis. I've been saying be cautiously bullish. If y'all been listening to me, hopefully you have been adhering to that. Okay. You should not be watching this channel and saying, what's going on with Google? We talked about it. Should be watching this channel. What's going on with Amazon? We talked about it yesterday. Okay. What's going on with Netflix? We talked about it. What's going on with Palantir? We talked about it. SpaceX talked about it. All right. So I love you all. Let's go through these pieces here. I'm trying to give the information that people necessarily don't want to give, which is making sure you're protected. All right. IWM here. 1, 2, 3. It is bullish here, but we're on the top end of this trend line. So if you're a bull, stay bullish above that 292. Okay, because that is a previous high. We're above it, but don't chase these highs into 300. Wait for your pullback either into 294, 295, pull back into 292, and see if you can get another higher low, something like this. Okay. Now, if you are okay with shorting, I do think there is value shorting up here, back down into these levels, 295, then back down into 292. All right. Here's SMH, our semiconductor sector here, rolling lower. We know that semis have been ruling the market, so keep SMH very close on watch. Okay, if you start seeing this sell, then you know that the market is going to be pulling back. Okay, QQQ going to be pulling back. Look at that. All right, SPY pulling back. There we go. Semiconductors selling, pulling back. All right, this could get pretty nasty. We shall see. Okay. One of the top trades that we had today, which was a struggle bust, but it ended up working out, was this Apple off of this 300, 301. Apple has been one of the most resilient because I just want this bear flag so bad. So we end up catching Apple a little bit here today. If we can start forming lower highs underneath 295, Apple down into 290 and potentially lower, that starts working out. Just dismiss what this is. It is a news kind of spike candle. I'm not really adhering to that, whatever that is. I'm looking at 295. I'm looking underneath 300. Starts forming that double top, lower highs. You got movement down below. If you're a visual person and not yet understanding, that's how I would look at it. All right. Be very careful. Apple trying to take it higher. A lot of resistance into that 300, 301. Google. Okay. There was some news on Google about one of their executive members going over to Anthropic. Not the best deal there, as Google was looking very bullish. Now it is looking a little bit concerning underneath that 350. So we shall see. But Google has been the strongest in the AI race. We know that. So I wouldn't say Google just short it to the moon, but just be mindful of where a bottom might be. We've got 340 there sitting right above that moving average, holding up. And then we have this trying to reclaim above 350. So keep an eye. This is support right now for Google, but it did turn into a bear flag off of that news. You can see there, lower high, lower high, lower high. And it's just trending downwards until it finds a way to curl back up. So I would say below this 360, I'd be very neutral / a little bit more on the bearish side now on Google. All right. Amazon, another bear flag here. Amazon, not the best look today. I think there was some negative news. It does have Prime Week this week, so maybe it's buy the rumor, sell the news type of thing. But Amazon underneath 250, we talked about this in our stock sermon Sunday. Underneath 250 has the potential to go all the way back down underneath 200, and is pressing on these moving averages. Pretty weak close here, so I'd be very concerned about Amazon. And also optimistic. Okay. We know Amazon's not going anywhere, but just where you buy it or where you're looking for calls, it is bearish until otherwise right now. All right. So Amazon could do something like this. And maybe I'd consider Amazon off of some of these trend lines there back into 200. If we get rate hikes, I mean, I'm looking at that on Amazon. Okay. I've seen it before. I've seen this story before, right? That is a possibility. Okay. That is a possibility, which would be a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful opportunity if we get Amazon back to 175 again. All right. But we'll get there when we get there. I'm just looking at this trend line there, and it will kind of press Amazon into like that 215 if it stays within trend, something like that. All right. So Amazon bearish until otherwise below 250. All right. Tesla, not the best look there either. Remember, we talked about this 412, 415. Where's that? Daily 20, daily 200, not the best look, but is neutral in here. It's not broken range. It is holding up between 385 and 415. It is trying to go higher, but it keeps getting rejected at that 415. And if it starts moving downward, I would not be that surprised going lower like that if the market starts selling. All right. We know what the levels are to the upside. I just want to prepare everyone to say, if we have one of those doomsday type of things, you're not stepping in front saying, what's going on? All right. All righty. Couple more mentions here. SpaceX. Everyone's asking about SpaceX. We talked about this, people. Okay. Love you all to death. We talked about it. Hopefully you've been prepared. I said, I am not buying SpaceX at all until we see an IPO drop like this, and it is working out to perfection. Okay, so if you chase this SpaceX up here, what happens? It gets back below that IPO first day right there, which was right at 176, dropping right back to IPO lows, and we'll probably take out the lows, something like this, and we'll get down into the low 100s, and I would love it down underneath 100. Okay. And what will happen over time is that people will leave it alone, like, man, it was a failure, not understanding what's going on. And then eventually, when it settles in, wherever it gets a bottom, it will do something like this. And I think it will go back up here, right? So be patient, okay? Be patient. There hasn't even been, the lockout period is not even ensued yet. So it's already selling before the lockout period, right? So again, do not chase the euphoria, okay? Do not chase the euphoria. If you got in and out, beautiful. Congrats. If you got in and out, you've been scalping it, you've been trading it, maybe you got some shares, sold your shares in profit, great. But if you're holding the bag, we talked about it here. Love y'all. Again, I keep saying that because I'm here telling the truth, and it sounds like, Ryan, you're always bearish, man. Always talking about the warning signs of the downside. I've seen the story, and I don't want any of my community surprised if something happens. And if we go higher, then, oh, great, cool, it's happening. We're going higher, per usual. But most people aren't prepared for the downside potential when those doomsday come in. This is nothing yet, right? These little micro pullbacks, this is nothing, right? This is nothing. This is just stalling at the highs. We could go higher, right? But if we see something, that is where, like, ooh, yes, here it is. Here's our opportunity. We can not only trade puts down, but we can also get prepared to buy shares. All right. Last mention, Netflix. Okay. Netflix, great opportunity coming into this high again. So those that picked up dips here at 77, it had that Warner Brother news. I don't chase news spikes, popped up there, lower high, bam, right? Don't chase it. Okay, if you didn't get in here, okay, don't chase it up here. People are panic selling because they bought the highs, thought it was a breakout. Nope, retest the lows, take out new lows. I've got moving averages there. Those are my pickup spots for shares and potentially some leaps coming in, but we got to see where Netflix settles in. I would like it a little bit lower here. Let's do a Fibonacci retracement here from the lows to the highs. Okay. Retraces all the way back down here to the lows, not necessarily, but we got a 61.8%, which is sitting right at 61.74. So it's coming into there very close. And then we also have into the 50s right there, which would be another great opportunity. So anywhere in this zone, I think Netflix for the long term, great opportunity, right? Dollar cost averaging into Netflix, not financial advice. All right. Love it. Love it. All right. Thank y'all so much. Peace, love, and blessings to you. Give me a like, comment, subscribe if you have not yet done so. If you're new here, if you have just been lingering, if you could please hit that subscribe button or check. It really helps us out here. We're growing tremendously, almost to those 5K subscribers, trying to get into those 5 figures, right? 10K and above, and then eventually into the 6 figures. I think our channel is one of the best as far as education, giving people the real value, right? And I appreciate you all just learning here. Right. I'm always listening to the comments. Leave me a comment if I can improve. We'd love to see you inside the community tomorrow, first thing in the morning, for live trading if you want to navigate these volatile markets. All right. Till next time. See y'all soon. Peace.